All right, so today we're going to dive into a pretty incredible story, the story of BKS Iyengar. This is a guy who literally turned himself from what you'd call a fragile pebble into an absolute diamond. And you know, as one of the biggest names in yoga, his journey wasn't about some quick fix or a life hack. Nope, it was all about forging real strength from a place of, well, profound weakness.
And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures what he was all about. I mean, we live in a world that's obsessed with shortcuts, right? Life hacks, easy answers. But Iyengar's whole life is this powerful reminder of something much deeper. It's a testament to the raw, transformative power of just relentless, focused effort.
So to really get who the master was, we have to go all the way back to the boy. And let me tell you, his start in life was, well, it was rough. We're not just talking about a kid who was a little weak. His body was actively failing him, on the brink of collapse.
I mean, the severity here is just staggering. Look at this list. We're talking malaria, typhoid, tuberculosis, and on top of all that, chronic malnutrition. This isn't just a kid getting a cold. His entire childhood was a constant knockdown, drag-out fight against life-threatening illnesses. It wasn't just some hurdle to get over. This state of fragility was his entire reality.
He said it himself, describing this time as being more dead than alive. Just try to imagine that, carrying that feeling around with you as a little kid. But here's the thing, that deep, intimate knowledge of suffering, it's what later fueled his incredible compassion as a teacher. He got it. He understood physical limitations on a level most people never will, because he lived it. So, then comes the turning point. At 15 years old, he gets sent to live with his brother-in-law, who also happened to be the legendary guru Sri T. Krishnamacharya. And this is where the real work begins. This is the moment the furnace gets lit and the process of forging strength from that weakness kicks off.
But listen, it was not an overnight success story. Not at all. He started out as this reluctant, super weak student, getting constantly chastised by his guru for being lazy and just unable. But then something shifted, something big. He stopped just going through the motions of yoga and he started to live it. And that's when the practice went from being a chore to his salvation. It became his medicine, this amazing tool he used to meticulously, piece by piece, rebuild himself from the cellular level up.
And this brings us to a really crucial concept called tapas. Now, don't think of this as punishment or anything like that. It's more about ardor or discipline. It's about generating this inner heat, this focused fire that just burns away all the impurities and weakness to help you achieve a goal. For Iyengar, his ridiculously intense daily practice was tapas. It was the fire that transformed his sickly body into this vessel of pure vitality.
Okay, so all of this super intensive practice, it led to his first massive contribution to the world of yoga. See, he wasn't just teaching people poses. No, he was teaching the architecture of the self. And it all started with the physical body.
I love this quote. Why then do you humans walk around like wilted lettuce, expecting enlightenment to bloom from a crooked spine? It's so sharp, right? But it gets right to the point. Iyengar basically saw the body as a temple, and his whole philosophy was that if you want to house something divine inside, you've got to build that temple with unyielding precision. You just can't expect to have a clear mind if it's living in a sloppy, crooked structure.
So what does that precision actually look like? Is it just about, getting a really good stretch? Oh no, it's not even close. For Iyengar, his whole method was about bringing conscious intelligence to every single cell in your body. And this is basically the blueprint he came up with. It's a whole system. First, you create symmetry and balance, making sure both sides of your body are doing equal work. Then, you focus on extension and expansion, actively lengthening everything from your core outward. And finally, you build stability by engaging your muscles to support your joints. It's genius, really. In his method, every single pose becomes this intentional, conscious act of construction. All right. But this deep focus on perfect alignment, it leads to his second great innovation. Because think about it, if the goal is absolute precision, but your body just can't get there yet, what do? Well, Iyengar's answer was totally revolutionary for the time. You use tools. Now, I know what a lot of people think when they see yoga props, like blocks and straps. They think they're crutches, right? Just for people who aren't strong or flexible enough. But is that really what they are? Iyengar's genius was in completely reframing that whole idea. He didn't see props as a sign of weakness at all. He saw them as catalysts for understanding. They're intelligent tools. Think about it. They allow a body that's maybe stiff or injured or just learning to feel what the correct alignment of a pose is supposed to feel like. It's like they're teaching your muscles and your brain the right way to work long before your body can actually do it all on its own.
And get this, we're not just talking about a block here and a belt there. The man was a relentless innovator. Over his lifetime, he developed more than 200 different props, all designed to help literally anyone, no matter their ability, access the real deep benefits of yoga.
So to put it simply, what do these props do? Well, they help you extend your reach, they support your body, they educate your muscles, and they let you modify really complex poses. They make the whole practice smarter and safer. It stops being about performance and becomes this incredible process of self-discovery and even rehabilitation. It makes yoga truly accessible to everyone.
So where does all this lead? I mean, all this intense physical work, the insane discipline, the laser focus on precision, all these props, it was never just about the body. That was only ever the starting point. The real destination was a much, much deeper journey.
And here is the absolute key insight of his entire method. All that meticulous attention you pay to the body, it's a strategy. It's a tool designed to do one thing: quiet down that restless, chattering mind and stabilize your emotions. It's all preparation for the real work, which is to travel inward toward your very core.
So this is how that inner journey actually happens in the practice. That intense focus you need for the alignment, that becomes what's called dharana, which is deep concentration. When you can sustain that concentration, the whole physical practice transforms into dhyana, which is basically a moving meditation. And from there, it can lead you to pratyahara. That's when your senses just naturally start to withdraw from all the outer distractions and turn towards your own inner world.
This analogy just sums up the whole thing so beautifully. The body is the boat, the breath is the oars, and the mind is the rudder. You're using your physical body as the vehicle, your breath as the engine, and your focused mind to steer the ship, right into the deepest parts of who you are.
So when you look at the whole story, Iyengar's life shows us something pretty profound. Our physical body, no matter how fragile it might seem, isn't our limitation. It's our blueprint. It's the starting point for building incredible strength, clarity, and purpose. So I guess the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build with yours?